welcome back. Now I know last time you saw me, I had blue hair. It's pink now. I wanted to end the year strong with another bold new color. So yeah, I'm excited about it. But let's get down to business. If you're new here, my name is Nadia. I'm the owner of Click Pop Studio, and we are a colorfully loud creative agency for bold brands. And today, we're going to be talking about niching down and why it's important to do so when you're first starting out in your photography journey. So let's get into it. Now, when I say niching down, I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you to stay in one area of photography or creative space. That's not what I'm saying at all. Feel free to be a jack of all trades if you want to be. But in the very beginning, it's very important to find something that you're interested in and stick with it long enough in order to understand your footing and be comfortable. Now with me, I like to practice around 5 rules of thumb when it comes to niching down, and I'll share that with you now. Number 1, when it comes to niching down, you want to master your craft. And in order to do that, you have to find one area that you really love working within, whether it's portrait photography, product photography, event photography, weddings, any one of those. Find that and stick with it. Now, when I say niching down, I don't want you to feel like I'm putting you in a box, meaning that you can't be a jack of all trades. You can absolutely be that. But when you're just starting off in your photography journey, you do want to find an area that you can become an expert at. Meaning learning your camera, getting comfortable with moving around the camera settings, getting comfortable with playing around and experimenting with lighting, be it natural lighting, continuous lighting, or strobe, getting comfortable with meeting new people, hiring clients, working with models, anything within that realm. You definitely want to sit in it long enough so that you can find your comfort with it to become somewhat of an expert. Now, the next stage, once you've mastering your craft, you definitely want to move on to building a solid portfolio. Now, when you are building out your portfolio, those projects should reflect the profession that you want to go in. So if you want to get into wedding photography, I don't suggest that you photograph nothing but dogs and pets, and animals, or family events. You want to make sure that the projects that you are doing have a purpose. Meaning, later on down the line, when you start finding more clients and getting paid for bigger projects, the project that you're getting hired for makes sense to you. You don't want to run the risk of just working, taking money here and there and just becoming burnt out because you're just doing projects just to make money. By all means, you can do that if you want to, but I guarantee you that your passion for this area, this creative space, is going to deplete. I have been there before. So when it comes to really building out your portfolio, figure out what you're passionate about. You may have started off that beginning stage of mastering your craft in product photography, but then later on down the line, you realize, oh, I don't really want to do that. I want to shoot more portraits. Start that process over. Find what you're really comfortable in so that your portfolio can reflect what you've been working on thus far. A great portfolio can take you a long way. It can definitely boost engagement on your website, on social media, as well as land you your first job. So definitely keep that in mind. In my opinion, you can't really have one without the other. You need to master your craft in order to have a great portfolio that helps you along the way. So that's just my 2 cents. So the next step that I suggest that you follow during the niching down process at the beginning of your photography journey is building a website. Now, number 2 and number 3 may sound a little bit redundant, but they are both very important. A lot of times new photographers will start to build their portfolio on their social media, Instagram, TikTok, wherever, Facebook, if you still use that. And that's all well and good to bring eyes to your work, but you definitely need some type of website, some type of portfolio website that your work lives on so that clients that don't live on social media can find you. So when you're in the experimental stage of really honing your craft, testing things out, creating different projects, those are the things that can live on your social media. People can find you, watch your journey, watch your development, and really get a chance to understand you as a person and your personality in order to decide if they want to work with you. When it comes to your website, that's all about business. Those are your curated, final, edited images showcasing your range, showcasing your style, showcasing your color technique, your coloring and editing technique. That's something that you really want to have when you are at the beginning stage of developing and niching down, because that in itself will take you further along. When you have your story on there, your introduction, your branding, your logo, all of the information that people can read to understand who you are, what you're offering, and how you can give them specific services that they may need. That is very important to have at the beginning of the journey. Most people feel like they don't need a website, but speaking from experience, I've had bigger clients look at my website before they look at my social media. So it really depends on who you're attracting and who you want to work with. So once you finish building your website, the next thing that you want to do is to develop a client onboarding process. Now, this may sound a little too intricate or a little too much work, but I guarantee you it's very important to do this in the very beginning. Now, a client onboarding process could be something as simple as how clients communicate with you, from them having an inquiry to them signing on to work with you, to you developing and shooting the product or creating that photo shoot for them, to delivering the final images. Whatever that process may be, you need to have some type of formula to your process. So that may be something as simple as having a Calendly calendar. If you don't know what that is, click the link above. I have a video on how to create an intake form to take on inquiries when people contact you on social media or your website. You definitely want to start with that so that you can control the conversation and also control the amount of inquiries coming your way. Because if you just put in your profile, DM me anytime, and people DM you anytime, you're going to start to become overwhelmed with the amount of questions that come in that most of the time don't really lead anywhere. But if you have that intake form, if you have that beginning process to guide people on how to communicate with you so that you can understand what they're looking for within your services, then you can take things slow and move them to the next phase, which would be a phone call and then planning, signing on, getting paid, etc., etc. Definitely want to develop and create some type of client onboarding process because it will ease the process and just keep you organized in at whatever speed that you're going when it comes to taking on new clients. I also have a video, if you want to click this link above, talking about how I develop my onboarding process, or just the process that I go through when I'm booking a client from beginning to end. So definitely check that out. Now we're almost done. The second to last step that I suggest you follow when it comes to niching down at the very beginning of your photography journey is showing up consistently on social media. Duh. You probably already do that anyway. But when you are niching down and showcasing the general public who you are, what you do, and why you do it, you want to continuously post the process, the editing, the final results. Maybe share with them how you plan your shoots. Maybe share with them a little bit of the process on what inspires you. These are the little things that really help to cultivate your specific audience, your specific target when it comes to the clients that you want to work with. Showing up consistently is very good for your business, but it also promotes a sense of consistency and comfortability that clients need in order to build trust when they're ready to hire someone. Because when it comes to photography, it's an investment. It costs a lot of money. And so if a client is willing to spend an absorbent amount of money on your services, they want to be sure that you can really get the job done. And that means showing up consistently, always showing who you are, what you do, what you offer, and why you do it. Constantly telling the story over and over again about who you are. This is what I did today. Showing them the different projects you're working on, whether they're finished, whether they're new, even if you're just experimenting. People want to see your process and how you do it. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes your business unique. That's what makes your services unique. Now, when it comes to business, especially a service-based business like photography, you're more so selling yourself versus your service. Service actually comes second, surprisingly enough. People buy into your personality. They buy into your story. They buy into your storytelling. Now, if you don't have a great personality, you can find other ways to promote your business so that you're not front facing, so that people don't get a full dose of your personality if that's not what you want. But 9 times out of 10, because we're so face-to-face, business to business, personality is important when it comes to really relating and making your client feel very comfortable. So you are showing your personality over and over again consistently on social media. And again, that's what people buy into before they actually buy your services. So definitely keep that in mind during this niching down process. Okay, so now that we've covered the 5 things that you should focus on when niching down at the very beginning of your photography journey, I want to speak about the 6th thing that you can do. This is the bonus thing. This is what you do after you've covered 1 through 5. And again, number 1 of niching down, mastering your craft. Again, it's very important. That is the foundation of everything else that we covered throughout this video. Number 2, building a solid portfolio. You need that. You gotta get it. Number 3, building a website. Can't have a website without a portfolio. Need those too. Cannot skip steps on this. I cannot stress how important it is. Number 4, develop a client onboarding process. Stay organized and stay sane when the inquiries start rolling in, because if you follow step 1 through 3, that 4th one will happen. You will have clients needing answers from you, and if you are stuck and overwhelmed when it comes to giving them answers, that can help to lose you those jobs. So follow those steps and stay organized, stay calm, create a process that works within your boundaries and your personality, and you should be good to go. And number 5, show up consistently on all the platforms that your business will be. Social media, website, blogs, all of that. Show up, show up, show up, so that you can continue to build your niche audience as well as your target audience when it comes to selling your services. Okay, so now that you've mastered the niching down process at the beginning stage of developing your business, you're ready for stage 6. Now that is the bonus stage. You have to do this after you've done everything, because after you've completed steps 1 through 5, you should have a fully fledged photography business, a bomb-ass portfolio and website. You have a concrete process when onboarding new clients, and you're showing up consistently. So once you've done all those steps, you can do number 6, which is adding new services to your business. Now, once you start adding new services to your business, that's when you fall into the category of jack of all trades. And because you've already developed the process to master the first service that you're offering, mastering those next services will be a breeze. It's all about creating those processes to stay organized, consistent, and then executing properly. And that's my advice to you. You can be a jack of all trades, but it's very important in the beginning of your journey to niche down. Again, like I said, you don't have to stay in a box. You don't have to only do one thing forever. But if you want to really create a consistent, successful business from the very beginning, you need to niche down in something so that you can learn those foundational skills and you can have that time to experiment with different tricks of the trade, and also learn your communication skills when communicating with models and finding new clients for the first time. Now, if you're looking for information on how I do all of that, check this link up above. It's my playlist on the business side of photography. It goes over, again, inquiry forms. It goes over client assessment forms, onboarding, all of that. I like to cover all areas of photography and business. Now, if you're interested in more hands-on one-on-one services, I do offer that. Check the link in my description below. I offer a one-on-one consulting, brand development, or even prop styling workshops if you're local and you're interested in learning more about product photography. That's all I have to say today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or want to give me some advice or let me know how I was doing, write me a comment below. Hit subscribe, join the family. We are all here to learn more about the business of photography. If I have not covered something that you're looking for me to cover later on, let me know in the comments below. I love learning all things photography and I love talking all things photography. So just let me know and I'll develop a video for that. Stay tuned for the next one popping up. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.